I think that's so cool that you're getting traction, right? Like in my experience, just in marketing my own business and helping other people market their businesses, like um, the hard part is that you do marketing and you don't always see results or you don't get any attention. But the fact that you're booking calls, like with someone who down the line could become an investor or refer you to other people is really cool. It's
It's
awesome.
a start. It's a
Yeah.
start because I had nothing before,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, so that's what I was hoping to talk to you about today. If it's cool, I have a couple questions and I thought maybe I could just interview you about the process of like working together and just kind of get like basically a video testimonial from you.
Yeah.
And just this, just kind of share your story and just, kind of help show people that like I'm working with people in real estate because I post a lot, but I don't have a whole lot of proof to show people yet. So I'd love for you to be like the first person who's like kind of I can associate with my name.
Well, that's why we made this deal, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It is.
And I think
Cool.
that was very, great idea for you to get started and it helped me out, and obviously you do know something about what you're doing because it worked. And I can't say that about the thousands of dollars that I spent with other people trying to learn this stuff, or that I had other people do it for me that didn't get results.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit about that experience and like what was your experience like before? What did you try?
Well, I started a couple of years ago not knowing anything about online marketing and really didn't have an updated profile anywhere. Or did I use Facebook or LinkedIn very much? I had a brick and mortars business. It went well. I didn't need to be online to make it work, kind of thing. I was totally old school. But when I sold that business and I decided I wanted to attract people online, I knew I had to learn something about being online and how to gain visibility and market myself in the proper way and make connections, which I'd never done before. So, you see things, we're all online from several times a day, and
Hmm.
we see advertisements. You can't help it, and everybody wants to help you market your stuff.
Hmm.
Either they're a digital marketer or they're selling a course or mentoring or coaching. And honestly, I tried some of all of them. I hooked up with a gal, swore she could get me stuff on link leads on Facebook. I bought a course from these guys who had made a fortune with their marketing and now teaching it to others. I um, hired a social media marketer, several different ones of them who tried doing stuff that I thought was good, but it didn't really attract, a lot of follow through. And then came across you on LinkedIn after, just trying to. This is after I had separated from this lady who was doing my social media.
Hmm.
I realized that she didn't really know anything about LinkedIn. Her expertise was Facebook and Instagram. So I said, I'm downsizing you.
Hmm.
You go do Facebook and Instagram for me. I'm going to do LinkedIn myself. And I was doing it myself until you contacted me. And then after having a conversation with you, it seemed to make sense to give it a try with you. And I'm glad that I did because like I said, you're the first person that got me any kind of result at all in the time frame while you're teaching me.
Awesome, awesome. And how did it feel to get those first results? Because obviously you went through a lot of like it sounds like a lot of false starts. That can be really frustrating to throw that money out there and not see any results from a financial standpoint, but also from an emotional standpoint of building your business and trying to get traction, right?
Yeah,
So yeah.
because I had set a certain amount of funds aside when I sold my business, and I said, this is what I'm going to use to start my new business, and here's this pot. and the rest of the money had to be invested for passive income
Hmm.
and for my real estate deals that I'm doing now. I had to divide it into pots. And in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have quit my day job quite so fast.
Yeah.
Because that gave me a limited pot to get my business started, and you never know how long it's going to take. You think a year or two, well, does it? But it's not always true.
Mm-mm.
You know, I guess I was just lucky in the past that my other businesses took off immediately. And I was making, when I did the salon business, I started making a third more money the minute I bought that salon. And when I did my real estate business, my income, started at 100 grand and built up every year until I sold it, and so I was unused to that experience
Mhm.
of having it not go that way. Um,
Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
but the feeling, like what you were asking, was what was the feeling when I did get some result, even though it may not be the perfect result. We know that it's in the right direction.
Hmm.
Um, Felt really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool when you start to get a response from your marketing. And just personally, in my experience, like for my business, it looks very different from what people sell you online, right? Like they make it seem like there's going to be this gigantic influx of leads and people are just going to be begging you to work, but really, it kind of shows up as like a comment on a post that you write or, a message in your inbox and it's just the beginning of a conversation. Like that's why I tell people LinkedIn is all about really starting conversations with people who could
It
become,
is,
you
and
know?
it is, and but you really have a great way of teaching. You have a knack for it, because I've had other people tell me some of the same things that you tell me, but and maybe I just wasn't ready, but I didn't get it or be able to apply it in the same way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's important to make sure that you can do these things on your own, right? Because it doesn't really help you if I kind of just tell you stuff. I want to make sure that you're like working it and doing it and starting to build those habits. And the other thing I think that's interesting that you said is that, with like a real estate business like yours, the hard thing I think for like operators or developers or syndicators is that you have to put money out for marketing up front, right? But it's not a business where you're going to see a return on investment right away because you have to raise so much money and you have to get the deal done. You have to go full cycle and then you get paid unless you're already coming into like a cash flowing asset, right? But in your case, you're starting basically with new development. So I was wondering, can you just tell me a little bit about passive profit partners and what your goal is as a developer?
Well, Passive Profit Partners was developed because I had a desire to give back to my community. I'm at a stage in life where I've built and sold several businesses successfully. And honestly, I was intending to retire when I sold that last business. But after about 6 months of not doing much, I needed something to do that I felt added value to my life and the lives of others. And I've always been great at noticing the gaps in my community. And I noticed that there was a shortage of housing, particularly housing for elders and housing for digital nomads. And I decided I would develop a product that would serve those needs, and that it would not only provide ROI for my investors, but it would also, provide safe, clean, innovative housing for the elders, provide jobs for people inside the community, and bring new business to the community. So it would elevate the community. Well, that's a ripple effect 5 steps deep, and that elevates my spirit. So I put the company together. I did my research. Um, and now I'm in the startup phase of looking for my investors and partners. Really, they're joint venture partners to uh, build this project together. However, they won't be doing any of the physical work. I will be doing all of that.
Right. So they're basically just completely passive investors when it comes to this, right?
Yeah, it doesn't take any extra time from their lives. They just have the faith and trust in me to get the project done and get it cash flowing for all of us.
Got it. Got it. And so, just for context, you're in Panama, right? So,
I
uh,
am.
I want to interview you a little bit. So why Panama? You know?
I am living in Panama with my life partner, and we have been living here full time for 15 years. And I bought property here 25 years ago, having looked around all of Central America for a place in the sun and seeing this as the best of all possibilities because it was an emerging market with a growing middle class, a stable government that was a democracy, um, and not prone to downturns because of the canal.
Mhm.
Um, it's stunningly beautiful with weather for everyone from summer to spring to sort of, I guess we have mostly summer and spring like weather. There's no winter weather if you like that, but everything else, there's mountains, there's beach, there's cities, there's just about something for everyone. And they have an awesome visa program for either retirees or people that want to start businesses or work here or just invest here. There's about 14 different visas that ways that you can get your residency here,
So
and
they're,
it's hard to do.
mhm.
You can the low cost of living attracted us. I realized that if I wanted to retire early, which I did, and when I say retire, I don't mean do nothing. I mean live life on my terms, with being where I want to do, work when I want to, with who I want to, with a house full of love and my health
Mhm.
and the things that we really value in life. So I saw that by moving to a country with low taxes and a lower cost of living, my retirement income would go way farther and I could live a better quality of life with a maid and a gardener full
Mhm.
time, where I could never do that in the States by the age that I wanted to do it. I'm not saying I couldn't have done it if I kept working in the States, but
Right.
not, I wanted to retire at 55. That was my goal. You know, and I did when I moved here. I retired and then once again couldn't retire because
Yeah.
I too active and went back to work and then tried retiring again. And I said, well, maybe I'm old enough now. And
Yeah.
it turns out I haven't grown up enough.
Well, so you're a true entrepreneur because I hear that from a lot of people where it's like they retire and they just can't stop. So
I
yeah,
did.
so then finding people who are interested in that kind of investment is really important for you. So I guess my next question for you was, what did you find as a result of going through, this like 6 week coaching program with me?
What did I learn? What did I find?
Yeah, I mean, what was your experience like? I mean, are there any big takeaways or how's it kind of shifted your approach to building your business online?
Well, you were really easy to work with, and you made things really clear. And um, I work well with instructions, so you gave me clear instruction on how to carry on without you.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know if I had any one big takeaway. It was just a series of learning to look at things a little bit differently when I am creating my marketing. And I still don't know if I could do it 100% as well as you do by myself, but I'm well on the way to that. I at least have these ideas in my head that you put there about what goes where and languaging and um, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm glad those ideas are sticking with you, right? Because I really try to get them in there.
well, you
That's the
do,
hardest part.
and you give me little videos to remind me, and I
Yeah,
took notes to go back and look at. So
yeah, good. Yeah, the videos are important. I can always think of something more to kind of add on to a lesson and just that's like my way of making sure that you get it because I want to make sure that you're getting the results you want, but also that you feel like you're getting your money's worth. So yeah, okay. So I guess my next question would be, well, can you tell me a little bit about the people you've met since we've worked together, or just kind of in general? Like you said, you got before we started recording, you had a conversation this morning from LinkedIn. So you're having more conversations like that?
yeah, I can't say that I remember every single person since we started,
Yeah.
without looking it up, but I've talked to a variety, mostly younger folks
Hmm.
that are still building their careers or transitioning in their careers, but that love real estate as a vehicle, already, which is a good sign because I love real estate, as a vehicle too. Um, and the other people, I talked to some other people too, but that like weren't anything to do with my industry or but still may have had something to teach me or help me out, some data analysts and some other people that market in different ways. So I learned stuff as well, even if it wasn't a direct uh, lead for me.
Right. Cool. Cool. Um, yeah, so you're meeting a lot more people now, and you're getting those conversations started, and those people could turn into investors down the line, or like we were talking about earlier, right? They can always you're basically expanding your network, right? And starting to build those relationships, um, which is
Yes.
important. Yeah.
And I'm gaining visibility because, I'm getting from 0 comments to, 10 or 12 comments, up to 10 or 12 comments and having those conversations online, which is great, and getting people to follow me that weren't following me before. So I know my audience is slowly expanding. Nothing has gone viral, but I didn't really have that expectation. I'm happy building slowly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the part of it, right? Like you're growing an audience. You don't need really to go viral, right? Like as long as you get the right people. And we talked about, dialing in your marketing to get the right person, like who you want to attract. So yeah, I mean, steady growth is something, there's something to be said for that. And I want to see you like keep growing your email list too. So I know we've kind of like worked on some ways to do that it's not totally there yet, but yeah.
No, no, I haven't really got that part down.
Yeah, but everything you're doing right now, like all these people you're having conversations with, um it's really just one message away from being like, hey, do you mind if I add you to my email list, right? And suddenly you might have 10 names that you didn't have, what, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. People you can talk to on a consistent basis. So that's definitely like I think that's in your future. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I just want to ask you one or two more questions. Would you recommend this service to other people who are looking to get started on LinkedIn?
I would definitely recommend
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
for other people looking to get started. I can't see you doing anything but helping them.
Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, so I guess last question is, what does your future look like now? And are you excited about, what the future holds for passive profit partners?
Oh, I'm super excited about passive profit partners and all of my real estate endeavors because there's just so much good, to be done in the world, and I'm meeting a lot of other people who also want to do good in the world. And once we team together, the sky's the limit. So it's very exciting.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Well, so okay, those are all the questions I have for you, but I don't know. You got me on the line, so if you want to talk about anything else or I mean, where you at right now? What's up? Do you need help with anything else or
Um,
you feel good?
we just talked about that email list,
Yeah.
and I don't know where my notes are on that. If of stuff, my homework to make that happen. Like
Yeah.
when I was talking to this lady today, I forgot to ask her for her email, but I
Hmm.
should have probably done that.
Yeah. Did she come through LinkedIn?
Yeah, she booked.
Okay. So all you have to do is just send her like an email and ask her if it would be okay to add,
Yeah,
her. Yeah.
I'm sure she
Um,
would give it to me. And then we can be, and some people I'm on WhatsApp with that I had conversations on
yeah.
WhatsApp.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's like, so I would say the manual way is to keep track of everybody you've talked with, right? They're all in your messages.
I do.
Yeah,
It's on in my calendar who I talked with. I can go back and look every single one of them up, and I guess I
yeah,
can go and ask them if it would be okay to put them on my email list. I have nothing to send them in my email list yet, but at
right.
least I would have it. I do have a list of potential investors that I keep too.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, get their names. And then there's two elements to that, right? The one thing I would really like to see you doing is once you get this email list built, even if it's just the basic one, is at some point maybe you start doing like little 15-minute, 30-minute webinars like once every 6 weeks, right? Or just to keep that connection warm, right? And they can be like purely educational as long as they're not like overly educational, like you don't teach too much. You kind of keep them light and just keep them informative but
Yeah,
kind of entertaining.
if I
So
can
that's
do that.
one, yeah, that's one thing you can do. The other thing I really want to see you do is get that lead magnet done, right? So I would say that that should be like your number one priority because
You
so
mean the little ebooks that we're talking about?
yeah, yeah. So what I would like to see you do is finish that. I think maybe go back and rewrite it in your own words. Now you have like the skeleton down, right? Just get a very basic version of that. You don't have to invest like a lot of money in design or anything like that. Just get a simple,
I'm
yeah.
afraid that I need help with it because when I went go back and read, what I already have, it
Mhm.
sounds good to me.
Okay. Okay.
But
Well,
when you read it, you said you could tell that I got help from AI, and
mhm.
so I don't know how to fix it, honestly.
Okay. Well, look, you could always just start like that, right? It could be the first version. So if you feel like you're too stuck to rewrite it, um, you could just start by turning that into a PDF. And then like let me show you one I did really quickly.
I put it all in that document you
Okay.
sent, the template that you sent on Google Docs. You could look at it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can take a look at that. What I would say is just like maybe get that one, just turn it into a PDF and be like, hey, this is a free thing I can send you. Um, so
Yeah,
what you really need, do you have like, do you have any like an email marketing software yet?
a CRM.
Yeah, well, yeah, like it usually has a CRM, but like it would be like email marketing software. So it would be like MailChimp or something like that. Have you
No,
heard
I
this?
haven't needed that at this
Yeah,
point because I don't have an email list. So no, I
right.
don't have that.
Right. So what we want to do is I'll write this out in an email and send it to you today. So, but basically what we need to do is we have to get you a landing page that advertises your ebook, right? And then that's where people sign up and they put their email address in there. And then that adds them to your email list and it sends the ebook to them, right?
And that's what you're calling that email marketing system,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like MailChimp.
So yeah, let me send you
You're
like
gonna give me a list of that stuff.
yeah, let me send you like a basic outline of what you need to do. Um
because yeah, I would really like to get a couple of different ebooks out there to give away
Yeah.
and see if I can start building my list that way. The webinar thing does not excite me. I
Okay.
would rather email, I would rather get some email lists and then do little videos in individual emails to people.
Yeah.
That appeals to me much more going one-on-one. And I used to do that in my real estate business where we had this thing called Bomb Bomb, and you
Okay.
could make a little video of yourself and send it right to your client. Like if they inquired about a property, you could
Mhm.
write back instead of writing them an email, you would go into Bomb Bomb and record yourself responding to them face to face kind of thing. And it delighted people to get a personal response like that.
Yeah, like that thing, that kind of thing is really cool. Like I love that idea. So if you want to do that, that's fine. You know, you don't have to do these big long webinars. Just the idea that you're getting in front of them, right? And just keeping that relationship warm. Um, so yeah, let me show you. I'll send you some like a little, maybe I'll make a loom or something like that. And we can take it from there.
Yes, a written outline is fine. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we have now is a good place to start, right? Like let's not be perfectionists and you know,
did you just look at it?
I wanted to show you ConvertKit real quick if you the email software. Do you want to take a look at that real quick?
The
And I can
MailChimp?
yeah, I was going to show you a different one because I think it's a little bit better, but
Okay, you show me
look,
whatever you want.
okay.
I'm in my networking group, they use something called Higher Power or I can't remember the name
Oh,
of
go
it.
high level.
Higher Level, that's what they
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah, that's like the big name brand one right now. Um so look, okay. So this is basically like this is called ConvertKit, okay? Um, right here. And it's basically it's like MailChimp, it's like any other kind of email software. So what I would want you to do is come in here and build a landing page, right? So the landing page is basically the sign up page where
Is
they
this a
go.
free account or a paid
This
account?
one's free, and I'm pretty sure you can do a free one, right? So I would go down here to like ebook, and then we would just do something like this, right? So you would come here, they have everything basically there, right? Like it's all laid
Yeah,
out.
I have an app on my phone called Designer that does that.
Does it do like, does it build the email list and stuff?
No, it's just
Okay.
does the books. But
Yeah.
this, I see.
So,
And so what about Canva? I
well,
have
so
Canva.
Canva's the design element, right? But this is the email
This is our,
marketing.
okay.
Yeah. So like what I would do here is like, if you make up a little mock-up of your book, right? And say, 7 signs you're overinvested in the US by Michelle Wand or Passive Profit Partners. Then you put a little text right here, right? And then I put my email in there and I click get the chapter and it gives you my email address and I get your ebook, right? So I know you know how all that stuff works, but this would be like the next step. So you create that and you got to upload all the stuff in here. Like you got to rewrite the text on the landing page and you have to upload your book. But once it's in there, um, then you can start building your email list, right? So yeah, that's the next step for you because like I don't know if you've been on LinkedIn this week. I mean, I know you have been, but it's like the reach is down. So your posts aren't being seen by as many people. So this is when having your email list is so important because sometimes like Facebook, LinkedIn, right? They they control how many people you can reach. And um, when they do that, if you don't have an email list, then you're kind of like stuck and you're
Yeah,
kind of
I
dependent. Yeah.
understand. That
Yeah.
makes me not, I really just want to use those platforms as my business card to have
Hmm.
some visibility. And
Yeah.
then be able to just build my team and, offline, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not
I
much.
believe, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So yeah, let me send you a recap email
And
and
then
then,
I'm a little nervous about when I run it. I've got, still a few posts that you help me edit, but once I start doing my own again, I'm a little nervous they won't be as good.
okay. Well, so what would help you with that?
Well, we talked about that, me being
Yeah.
able to send them to you to review.
Yeah. Um, so do you want to, I'm working on kind of refining the content part so I can send you basically anything that's like new that I develop that would be like I would consider under the umbrella of this course. So I can keep sending stuff to you, but are you feeling like you would rather like do the editing stuff with me or where are you at with that?
No, I would love to just send you stuff that I wrote and have you send it back tweaked.
Yeah, I know, I know. So do you want to do that or I know you were saying before it was like financially it was like you wanted to
Yeah,
wait.
and it's financially impossible for me unless I fire my Facebook lady because my
Okay.
I've got and I may do that because I'm not really happy with her.
Okay.
Um, and then that could change in the next month because I'm expecting some funds to come in. If I tell you about I'm doing this development deal for the 142 acres over there. Did I tell you that?
You mentioned it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
tell me
I'm
about it.
working on this partnership with myself and this other developer, Tommy, and this guy that's an old client of mine to help him develop his 142 acres over here. And
Okay.
if he hires us, which will probably happen in the next month, and puts me on a salary, I will then have money to do this. It won't be a big budget, but it will be something I can do that I can take a portion of. And because right now I have my household expenses are taken care of. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever I spend every month, I have money to do. What I
Yeah.
don't have is I spent all the money on the people I met before you, and now I
Yeah.
don't. That budget is gone, and I have to replenish it before I can. And I'm figuring it will happen.
Yeah.
Especially if I get this partnership going with them, I'll be getting an additional monthly amount, which I will use to continue to launch these businesses.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Right now, there's the interim period. I don't have it today.
Yeah, I understand. So let me re-emphasize what you really want to be doing is just like taking that content and putting just one big idea into each post, right?
Yeah, I got that
Yeah.
outline that I'm following. I am doing that.
Yeah. And
It's my insecurity that, you know,
yeah,
that I'm not doing it right or something, and that I won't get the responses like we got for the 6 weeks. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. Look, I am confident in your ability because a lot of the times I really didn't have to edit your posts that much, right? And as long as you're practicing that idea that, you write to one idea and, sometimes you're focusing on like a pain that your customer has, and sometimes you're showing proof of the projects you've done in the past.
Is
And
there any particular order for that? Can I just post, and top, middle, bottom? It doesn't have to be in a particular order, right?
no, no, because people never like they never see it at the same time. So if you want to do
Yeah,
one a week, or if you want to do, yeah, you're doing 3 posts a week. So if you want to do, one top of funnel post, one middle, and one bottom, you can do that. You can do 3 top of funnel because you're posting less, right?
yeah.
But yeah,
And that one tip about using the LinkedIn tool to schedule the post, that clock was down there the whole time, but I never saw it. Yeah.
I know it's like
I
hiding
never
there. It's
even
so
clicked
weird.
on it to see what it was and didn't know you could do that. So that's going to save me a bunch of time doing that, just making myself schedule 2 or 3 posts on Sunday for the week and then forget about it. It's done. Um,
Exactly. And they can go out at the same time, which helps you. Are you still trying to connect with new people, like adding people?
yep, I still
Okay.
am going on that's another expense I added
I
that
know
real,
it's
uh
expensive.
I'm going in there like at least 5 days a week
Okay.
and contacting 10 or 15 people that I'm inviting to connect with me from varying lists. Some of them LinkedIn sends me and some I research.
And are they accepting generally?
A
Like
lot
some
of them are accepting,
people,
quite honestly.
that's the whole game. Like, because once your content starts showing, I mean, you know this, but once your,
Right, then content will show up on their feed and
yeah,
maybe some of them will get hooked in,
yeah,
like this lady, she's not someone I would have ever met. I think she's in HR, but she got
yeah,
laid off.
yeah, exactly. There's people like that out there, and one other thing is like, there's a lot of people who read your stuff who don't necessarily comment. Like,
Right, right. I get that. People
yeah,
are watching me. I even saw a video about somebody who said, I watched this lady who I hired as my mentor for a year before I didn't comment, I didn't post. I watched her for a year and then I contacted her to work with her because I liked what she did. And there could be people looking at me like that, waiting to see what happens.
exactly, exactly. So they're out there. So as long as you keep working that system, I'm confident in your ability to write and edit. So I will keep commenting on your posts and I will keep looking at your stuff. And if I see anything like crazy wild out there, I can send you a message. But you know, you have all the tools now to do this, and I'm confident in your ability. And the more you work on it, the better you're going to get at it, and the more independent you're going to be. And then you're not going to have to rely on guys like me or hiring other people because you're going to be self-sufficient. And
Yeah.
that's the biggest strength for you. That's where your power is going to be. So, yeah, I don't know, does that help you?
Yes.
Okay. I've had a lot of fun working with you. This has been so cool. You're a great student. I'm so pleased to see you doing well and just that you put the work in and that you're like getting these connections. It's awesome. So,
It's because of you. I don't think I didn't happen with anybody else. I don't know if it was just a critical mass thing.
it could have been just the right connection at the right time, maybe, you
But
know?
the fact that you're geared to capital raising, I think really helps. And other people were just straight marketing. And if we start with somebody new, every time you start with somebody new, they got to learn who you are and how to sound like your voice.
Yeah, and the world of capital raising, like I wouldn't say I'm not definitely not an expert, but I do spend all my time like reading about it and working with people in it. So I understand, the lingo, the terminology, like what you need to do and what your struggles are. So I mean, it really does accelerate the process because you don't have time to teach a layman about that. It's a very niche subject.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like today I just did a webinar on bonus depreciation. Now I can write something about bonus depreciation in my as a post, and people realize I know what I'm talking about when I tell them about the tax benefits.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one. Um, that's really cool. All right, cool. Well, look, I will send you an email. So thank you again for doing this. I know you don't have to do this. I really appreciate it. If you see your face pop up on my LinkedIn or in an email or something, just expect it'll probably happen every now and then. I'm going to use you, just your
Yeah.
testimonial as proof. And
Well, you were really sweet the way you did it to ask me about my business and have me explain on it, so that won't help me too.
yeah, well, I'm hoping that maybe some people listen and they reach out to you. You never know. There's a lot of people who are in this world, but they get tired of trying to do it on their own. So, you know, hopefully, maybe you'll get some leads from it too.
Yeah. There was a lady that Sarah Lee, she's so cute. She's
Yeah,
like, "I want to be like you."
yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be like you.
I saw that today. Yeah, I mean, if maybe it's have you
It's not a
started like
bad thing.
have you started a sales process with her? I mean, it sounds like she's really like interested, or is it just more like of a mentorship thing with her?
It's more of a mentorship. Like if she would be willing to pay me to be a mentor, I wrote back, I commented and said, anytime you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, send her an offer. Have you given her a way to work with you yet?
I don't really have those things fully developed outside of my core offer. that's one of the thing why I'm trying to do the ebooks is
Yeah.
so I can have something to give away free. The only other thing I have is my consulting services. And I told the lady that I talked to today, Udine, I said, I'm happy to help you with tips and tricks. Any, just email me or uh, give me a call or something. But if
Yeah.
you're looking for any ongoing mentoring, I do offer consulting, and I let her know that. You know,
Yeah. I would say build out give her a price so she can start thinking about it and give her
price
some
is right on
details.
my
Like it's an hour, it's $300 for an hour. We record your Zoom call and you can like email me for a week after with your questions or WhatsApp me for a week. Give her like that's one thing I've learned too. Like you got to make offers to people. Which means it's the price, right? What they get and how they can start. Because without those details, right? Like they can't consider it because they don't know. Like, it's like, oh, I'm struggling with my business. 300 bucks with Ann Michelle, it's not really that much. And she knows I trust her and she knows what she's doing. So
Yeah, so I don't want to like I don't want to teach a course or write. I'm
no,
not
just
interested in that.
hourly
I,
consulting.
talking to people is what I can do well. I think one on one. So I might as well capitalize on that. Other than that, I don't really have any. I don't have multiple offers.
Just start with one. Just start with that one. Make it simple. Don't make it hard on yourself.
Yeah, I can send emails to these people saying that offer about consulting. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah. Even in a direct message if you want. So all right, cool. I don't know if you can hear
all
my
right,
kids
thanks,
going
Kent.
crazy in the background. Um, yeah. So, all right, cool. Well, any other questions for me? Are you good?
I'm good.
All
Thanks.
right, cool. Thank you again. So I'll talk soon. I'll send you an email. All right. See ya, Michelle.